So I've been playing a lot of Ascension lately, and I keep seeing people on World Chat complaining about the state of the server, acting like it's dead, there's nobody around, there's nothing to do. So I thought I wanted to talk about this because I think this is all complete bullshit. Hey YouTube, Soulmeister here, and today the question we're answering is Ascension dying? And just a quick note, if you're new here and click this video and have no damn clue what I'm talking about, Ascension is a unique WoW custom server community that in some ways mimics the original, but also changes it up in many cool ways. One of the biggest, and in my opinion the most attractive changes, is that they've heavily revamped the leveling experience, allowing you to get to max level by playing the game basically however you want. You can level up even by doing PGs or world PvP. Now that that's out of the way, why do I think the server is doing just fine? There's three main reasons. Number one, the server's population is healthy. Number two, the devs are constantly changing things and trying to make things work better. The key here is trying. And lastly, chapter 2 of the current season is coming out in a couple of days at the time of recording this. That means a number of things, but most importantly, it means that old players are going to be coming back because they have a new reason to log in, they have more content to tackle. Let me explain myself. Plenty of new people are constantly joining the server, either returning from previous seasons or are new in general, finding the server through ads or mcdoubles videos. And like I mentioned earlier, many people who are taking a break are going to come back as soon as chapter 2 drops. Also, there's always people online. You can always find groups during regular hours. Depending on what you're trying to do, you might have to make the groups yourself, but it will usually fill out pretty quickly if you manage to get the tanks and the healers, just like in retail WoW. And that also means you have to try. Dungeon Finder can be a bit slow, which is probably why a lot of these people complain, but that's the thing, the Dungeon Finder works, which is more than I can say for a lot of the private servers that I've tried in the past. You might have trouble using it at certain hours or at level 60 because most dungeons, as in normals, heroics, and even mythics, are basically old content at this point, and most players are not interested in these compared to how poppin' it was earlier on in the season. And raids are on farm status now, so there's not much interest in pushing mythic plus keys right now either. The gear is simply much better from raids. From my second point, most major game devs don't look like they're even trying these days, or are basically too scared to shake things up. Here they definitely look like they're trying, and everything seems to run pretty well, especially considered how it's basically a small indie company running an online MMO. The GMs hop into World Chat and answer some questions when they happen to see something crop up. And listen, I'm not going to pretend to know how any of this works on the back end, how big their team is, what kind of work they do, how many hours they put in. I don't know any of that shit. I don't even know anyone on the team. That being said, what I can do is speak to how it feels as a user and how it feels compared to other WoW servers that I've played on. These servers are stable, everything seems to work as expected, like you're not falling through the ground every time you charge. In general, I don't feel like I'm playing a busted ass server that's constantly offline. They do restart it often, but these are 100% planned and they give you a warning in the World Chat so you don't get caught in the middle of doing something. Raids work, abilities work, they have custom abilities, they have custom specs, custom builds, and a bunch of other custom stuff that they put into the game that to me are pretty crazy and looks like it takes a lot of knowledge and effort in order to implement. So on that end, I'm very impressed. Honestly, people have it so good here that they compare it to retail WoW. They don't even compare it to other custom servers which can feel janky or like borderline dumpster fires. And my last point was that chapter 2 is going to be released in a couple of days, which is important because that means the server is going to be on fire again. At the time of recording this, there is a countdown on their main page for the release of chapter 2, which is in about 4 days. They've been sticking to their published release order with content planned out all the way through Sunwell and TBC. I'm assuming that's going to take at least a year to get through. And I also won't get into everything that the Ascension team talked about in their 30-minute chapter 2 teaser video because mcdoubles already did a summary, and if you're really interested you can just go watch that or watch the whole 30-minute video and get every single detail. But basically everyone is hyped about the huge changes that are coming to the game in addition to the new content that's getting unlocked. And well, yeah, that's pretty much it. This was more of an opinion piece, so I hope you weren't expecting hard numbers or statistics because as far as I know they aren't being released to the public. This was more about my experience on the server as a nobody who isn't throwing their credit card at the website. And in general, I feel like the server is doing perfectly fine as is. Retail's newest expansion not being a total dumpster fire definitely helped draw some of the player base away, possibly making this pre-content slump a little more noticeable. But overall, everything is great and there's no glaring lack of people to do content with. I can log on most days and get into a successful raid or find something to do with other players. So if you're thinking about trying the server, I definitely recommend trying it. It's free and you really have nothing to lose. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it and would like to see more, I hope you would like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I feel like I've had a tremendous amount of growth on my channel ever since picking things up this last month. And I really can't wait to see what this year holds for me and the channel. Peace out.